Hello, my name is Flippin' Marks and welcome to the Kayfabe News Raw Review. It's my unfortunate responsibility to inform you that last night on Raw, Murphy, formerly Buddy, was accosted by the Mysterio family who jumped this poor man and beat him with kendo sticks within an inch of his life. While the Australian verbally quit to end the match and begged for mercy, Rey, Dominic, Angie and Aaliyah refused to stop this horrific violence to the point WWE was forced to go off air as it continued on, leaving us with no clue as to the state of the injuries or the suffering cause. Although we do have it on good authority, he was shouting, "Mate, please leave me alone." We here at Kayfabe News would like to send our best wishes to the Murphys and hold WWE to task for allowing this to happen. Please, WWE, punish the Mysterio family and let them know this kind of behavior is not accepted or tolerated and has to be cracked down on in the future. It utterly took the focus off a terrific performance by Dominic Mysterio, or maybe, just maybe, showed his true colors. All these years we have supported the Mysterios, and then this. I feel it shall take a while before we can accept these actions and we can move forward as an internet wrestling community. In other news, the group known as Retribution have finally spoken, leaving millions of wrestling fans even more baffled as to what in the hell they're even mad at WWE for, interrupting a match between Nia Jax and Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott by furiously flicking the lights on and off again. Two members of the stable told us that the Thunderdome is a facade and that they are currently surviving on a diet of contempt. I'm not sure what the calorie content of contempt is, but by the sound of their voices, it is certainly not ideal. They went on to say that a horde of locusts may also be part of their daily food intake, and that the pores of every superstar is important to them, so maybe they're here to offer some form of skin product to keep all wrestlers as smooth and clean as possible. It's a retribution against acne. What was truly bizarre is that based on the tone of their speech, without doubt, one of these members is Bane, the long-known enemy of the one and only Batman. I mean, we haven't seen him in the entertainment world since 2012 when he tried to finish off the Dark Knight once and for all, and I suppose he would change gears from Bruce Wayne to Vince McMahon, given that they're both rich millionaires using their money for seemingly the greater good, but not really. We have reached out to our sources, and of course, we'll update you as soon as we know more. And yes, our source is Alfred. Our WWE champion also returned to Raw this evening, letting us know that a fractured jaw ain't nothing. Coming back only 2 weeks after this injury, Drew McIntyre made it his message to get serious revenge against Randy Orton, which he did. Not only did he cost him his match against Keith Lee by Claymore kicking him halfway through, but later on McIntyre also brutalized the Viper to such a degree he had to go to a nearby local medical facility. We here at Kayfabe News were in touch with the medics housed there, and we were told that they believe Randy Orton physically will be okay. However, they are worried about his mental state of mind, as he keeps claiming he can hear voices in his head. More on this one too as soon as we have it. But once again, everybody here at Kayfabe News is sending positive thoughts to the Ortons and nothing but disgusting thoughts to the McIntyres. The real issue as well is with brand new wrestler Keith Lee. Seemingly coming out of nowhere with absolutely no wrestling experience to his name, Lee's success rate so far has been middling at best. In his 3 clashes with Randy Orton, he's won 1, while escaping in the other 2, thanks to, of course, Drew McIntyre. And while he does have a victory over Dolph Ziggler, I think it's safe to say at this stage we can all say that your mum probably has a win over Dolph Ziggler. He is there to simply be beaten. If Lee is to make a proper splash on Monday nights, he will have to up his game and then some. And obviously Dolph Ziggler, if you are watching this, I was only joking. Although I did talk to my mum and she says she's pretty sure she would score the 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black and Kevin Owens also continued their feud, but this time went downstairs to Raw Underground. Not really sure we were told why they did this, or still why Aleister is mad at Owens. Still waiting for that little nugget. And sadly, their no-rules clash was ruined by Baba Kato, whatever his name is, I don't know. Just this giant of a man just decided to get involved though, as Shane McMahon danced and screamed into the microphone like a madman. I would love to give you more here, but honestly, I don't have it. This was very strange. It didn't really make much sense. Maybe Black and Owens owe Kato money. I mean, it kind of just happened. But given the sheer size of the man, I truly hope everyone is okay, especially given everything else that did happen on this week's episode of Raw. I mean, it was damaged bodies everywhere. What we did learn last night is that you can't trust anyone. Not your family, not your wife, damn it, Mary, not your accountant, and certainly not your friends. Despite Apollo Crews, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander having a bond that many would envy and few would shy away from, Alexander decided he was tired of having his ass kicked by the Hurt Business and wanted more cash, so took the easy way out and joined up with Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin. This happened after they had already whipped Cedric's ass for the evening. So, you'll have to try and figure this one out, because I suppose it was just a man at the end of his rope. But still, you are scum, Cedric Alexander, turning your back in this way, which is kind of ironic because that's how you finish off your opponents in the ring. You ruined their back, and now you've also stabbed everybody else's. It is unflippin' believable. I also hope that the referee who was in charge of the follow-up match between the new Hurt Business versus Apollo Crews, Ricochet, and the Viking Raiders is fired. I know I shouldn't say that, but your whole job, numpty, is to take your hand and count to the 3 as long as somebody's shoulders are on the floor. That's it. A child could do it. My child could do it, and it doesn't even exist. And yet even here, Ricochet clearly kicked out at 2, and this idiot decided to hit the mat for the 3rd time anyway and say the match was done. So I can only assume that Mvup has done more fiddling behind the scenes and got this moron on board. So there's now 5 members of the Hurt Business. What's happening on Raw? Where's the integrity? Where's the rules? And why is Adam Pearce in charge? Hell, who even is Adam Pearce? I know he's been helping out Vince McMahon and somehow knows where the Firefly Funhouse is, but it's absolute power gone mad, you bald peon. These guys with no hair, I swear. Whatever they can do to even the odds. We also saw Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler continue not to get on, and even though they did have a couple of handicap matches against the Riot Squad, this is where Retribution intervened, so nobody gave a hoot anyway. And if I ever meet Nia Jax, I'm going to explain to her the definition of supporting someone is not standing outside the ring and being insulting towards their offense. And then I'll sit down with Shayna Baszler and say, what are you doing? You're a trained fighter. I know you came from the Umar world, the MMA world. Why the hell are you so easily distracted by what somebody you recognize is doing on the outside of the ring? You prefer it now with the LED boards and no fans? Otherwise, like, oh, what's the person in the red hat doing? It is absolutely preposterous. Talking about preposterous stuff, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura were also on Raw, even though they are SmackDown superstars. And I know they were taking advantage of the brand-to-brand invitational, but it was too much, although I am very excited about next week. We are having a title versus title match, I think, at least a championship versus championship match, or champion versus championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro and the Street Profits. I mean, where else do you see that? You don't see American football teams going against cricket teams or baseball teams going against curling teams, but now we're going to get to see 2 tag teams clash, even though one is on the red brand and one is on the blue brand. Somebody color me in the color of excitement, because that's how I feel. Finally, Oscar and Mickie James defeated Lana and Natalya. The Iconics fought with Peyton Royce winning, and I don't really know why. And a ninja popped out of a table in catering, which almost saw R-Truth lose his 24/7 title. Honestly, I tell you, that championship is nerve-wracking stuff. The sheer unpredictable nature of it. R-Truth almost lost it while eating his dinner. Don't see Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns worrying about that, do you? He is such a damn hero, and every single day he holds on to it is an inspiration to me and my made-up family. And that is the Raw review for this week, and it was a wild show that almost felt like it was flying by the seat of its pants. At least Drew is all right, though, and again, we hope the same for Murphy and Randy Orton. Those poor men. Please do subscribe to the channel, like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment if you finally managed basic sentence structure. Differences between you and you are. That's very, very unlikely. Good night.